In this video, I'm going to show you how to make amazing retro style t-shirt designs to sell on sites like TeePublic. And we're going to go over some really cool masking tips and tricks so that you're making designs that stand out amongst the others. And if you don't have Kittl yet, go ahead and sign up for free using that link down in the description. And then you can follow along with me in this tutorial. What we're going to do for this t-shirt design is use masks in a variety of ways, stacking masks on top of each other. And so I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, I'm just going to click in this square mask right here, and I have our illustration over here on the right. And just so you know how it works, you can simply drag it in, and then boom, it basically will clip whatever the content you're dragging into the mask correctly in the format that you've chosen. So for example, we have here at the top, you see it's going away a little bit because it's inside of a square. Now, what we can do is actually edit that. So if you double click into this, it's basically a grouped mask. I can hold the corners and hold shift to stretch them out. So now I'm stretching the size of this mask to make sure that it shows the entire content or the entire illustration or image or whatever you've decided to put in here. So what we're going to do is make this our template, make sure that it's aligned here in the middle of the artboard, maybe size it up a little bit, just make sure our illustration, the focal point of our design, is not clipped off in any sort of way. So what we're going to do is use this as a basis for basically adding masks across to put this illustration inside. So right click, I can hit release mask. Now I can delete the illustration. What I'm going to show you is how to put this illustration into multiple masks so that we can edit it. So now I can hold shift, move this over, and what I'm going to do is copy this. You can hold alt or option key and drag, and I'm going to make 5 masks across here. So I'll show you, it's going to make sense in a second, but let me go ahead and duplicate this last mask block. And then what I'm going to do is select them all. You can hold shift to select all of them together, then click tidy, and that will make sure all of the space is evenly across. Then I'm going to hold the shift key and make sure this fills up the entire space of the template. So again, we're using that background area, that background illustration as our guide. So now we'll send these to the back, and then I'm going to delete this one on the front because all we need is to put this illustration inside of each mask. So what I'm going to do is drag this over, and I'm going to put it in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is replicate this process as you've seen here. And so now if I double click into the mask, so double click in, I can select the illustration and move it over so that it looks like it continues on. So I'm going to replicate this process several more times. So boom, double click in and move this over so that it becomes one seamless illustration. So boom, there it is. I've done it this way. So now what we can do is I can go change the color of this first mask, basically the background color of the mask. So what we're going to do is do like a green to purple kind of retro-y feeling colors. So then boom, I can select the second mask, go over here, select maybe a yellow or something like that, and then I'm going to replicate this process a couple more times. But this is the reason we made multiple masks and put the illustration into each mask individually, and then we adjusted them. Now we have space down here to do something else. So what I'm going to do is actually put another illustration inside this mask. So I've copied and pasted it, which you can do with Command C or V. And then I'm going to release this mask. So I've just done the green part, that green part with the last part of the hair. So I've released that mask. Now I can delete this illustration. I don't need it. I just need this mask right here. So then I can go over to illustrations, and I want to do something with space. I'm feeling like this is kind of like a cosmic space vibes or something like that. Hey, real quick, if you're getting value out of this retro style tutorial, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button and that red subscribe button. And then let me know down in the comments, do you like this style of design, or are you just making it because you know it sells well? And it definitely does. Even on places like Etsy, where there is a lot of different designs like these, they still sell super well as places like Redbubble or Amazon merch, and of course TeePublic, like we mentioned in the beginning. So let me know down below, and let's get back to the tutorial. And so what I'm going to do is like bring this first kind of adventure-y kind of guy right here, this space explorer kind of guy, into this mask. Okay, so now you see there, I've got him inside of the mask, and I need to size him down. He's pretty big. I just want him to fit down in the bottom space. And now you might be thinking, wait, where's the rest of the hair? Well, I'm going to show you in a second. So now what I can do is go over into the mask setting and turn off off the background color, and boom, now you can see the hair is back where it is because it's a mask on top of a mask, but I've taken off the background color of that top mask, so now just the illustration is showing. I'm going to tweak my colors here, and then I'm going to replicate this process several more times. So I'm going to copy each mask on top of each other, release it just like that, right click and release, and then I'm going to select that illustration and delete it, so now I just have an empty mask, and I'm going to put a couple of different kind of space style things in here, again turning off the mask color each time so that the hair, the illustration in the back, comes through every single time. So now you see I've done this several times, and I'm going to select everything together once I feel like all of these are the way that I need it, and I'm going to lock these, okay? I don't want to edit them anymore. I don't want something to accidentally go inside the mask, because with this illustration, for example, I want it to be on top. Now, if all of those masks were released, or if they were unlocked, I would be trying to put this illustration inside of the mask, and it would be really complicated. So you want to make sure that once your mask is edited the way you want it, go ahead and lock it so you don't mess it up with another illustration. And I'm going to add some other spot elements. I thought stars would be cool here in the eyes, just to kind of offset and go with that on top of that black with the remaining color. And so now we're going to add text. You can hit the T button to add text quickly, okay? And then what we're going to do is move everything down a little bit, because for this t-shirt design, I think the text is going to play a large part as well. And I'm going to go with Cosmic Journey as my text. So first I'm going to find a font I want. I think Sunship is going to work really nicely because it's that retro-y type script, and I think it fits the vibe really nice. It fits that time period. And then I'm going to duplicate it, which you can hold Alt-Option key and drag, and then I'm going to type Journey. And then what I'm going to do is actually go over and find a different Y. So if I open up the glyphs panel and type in Y, you can see all of these different glyphs you can choose from, and I think this one might fit a little bit better than the current one that's there. Just go just to tidy it up there at the end. And then what I'm going to do is add some shading and other things to make sure that this kind of stands out on top of all of these individual masks. And then what I'm going to do is a little trick here, which I've already got a tutorial on how to do multicolored type, like multicolored sections of color in the background, which you can find up there in the cards. You can check out how exactly to do that rainbow style lettering effect. And now what I'm going to do is add a couple of other spot elements, some little stars and things like that, just to give the illustration a little bit more interest, as well as filling some space and kind of tying the whole design together here. And once we're done with that, what we can do is add some texture to give this kind of a weathered retro-y looking effect. It'll go really nicely with some of those illustrations, which are kind of old etched there. And so now what we're going to do is hit Alpha Mask, which is going to erase pieces of the design, right? All of the black parts from the texture that we've chosen, and we can actually go through and select a couple of different ones that we want to use. Maybe something like this. Again, you can play with this to get the exact feel for what you want, and then we can also go and change the background color so that you can get a better idea of what the mask is going to look like on top of certain color shirts. So you can see lighter color shirts, and now as I go down towards the darker color, you can see it looks really nice with that mask going through. So here is our finished Cosmic Journey retro style t-shirt design, which is perfect for TeePublic, but also great for Society6 and Etsy and things like that. Now, if you want to see other tutorials using Kittl, I have these videos here on my right that I know you're going to enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos and features and things like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.